Some battles don't come to break you. They come to prove what you're made of. You think life is against you, but sometimes life is just testing the strength that was already placed inside you. You're not weak. You're not forgotten. You're not cursed. You're being trained. You are being shaped by pressure, refined by struggle, and elevated by resistance. You are not here by accident. You are built, B-U-I-L-T, for this battle. Every storm you face, every mountain that blocks your path, every voice that tells you you can't, they are not signs to quit. They are signs that something powerful inside you is waking up. The moment you decide to stop running from your battles and start standing in them, that's the moment you discover your real strength. Because strength is not born in comfort. It's born in conflict. And when you realize that the fire you're walking through is the same fire that's forming you, you stop fearing the battle and you start thanking it. Every battle in life feels heavy when you're standing in the middle of it. You wake up some mornings feeling like you can't carry one more thing. The weight of expectations, disappointments, and answered questions presses down until you wonder if you'll ever rise again. But what if the battle you're in isn't meant to destroy you? What if it's meant to develop you? What if every hardship, every delay, and every heartbreak is not punishment, but training? Because sometimes life doesn't break you, it builds you. The truth is your struggle is your training ground. Think about how a soldier is prepared before stepping onto the battlefield. They don't become strong by sitting in comfort. They train through the sweat, through the pain, through exhaustion. They push their limits because they know strength can't be developed in safety. It's the same with you. The moments that stretch you, the situations that make you question your strength, those are your spiritual and emotional boot camps. You are being prepared for something that requires a stronger, wiser, more disciplined version of you. In daily life, you may feel like you're stuck in situations that don't make sense. Financial struggles, broken trust, rejection, or the pressure of responsibilities that seem too much. But think about how seeds grow. A seed must be buried in darkness before it breaks through the soil toward the light. The darkness isn't punishment, it's the process. Without that pressure, without that burial, there would be no growth. The same applies to you. Every dark season is simply preparing your roots for the strength of your future. Maybe you've lost a job that you thought was your dream. You cried, you questioned, you felt unworthy. But months later, you found something better, something that used your talents in ways you never imagined. That's not coincidence, that's preparation. The job loss wasn't your downfall, it was your direction. It was life saying, you're made for more, but I need to get you ready for it first. Every struggle carries a hidden lesson, and every lesson shapes your character. When people train in the gym, they lift weights to tear their muscles. Why? Because the tear makes room for new growth. The body rebuilds those fibers stronger than before. That's how physical strength is formed, by breaking down and rebuilding. So when life feels like it's tearing something inside you, it may be that you're in the middle of being rebuilt. The pain isn't permanent, it's productive. You might look around and think, everyone else has it easier than me. But you don't know their training. You only see their results, not their battles. Every strong person you admire today was once in a place of confusion, fear, or failure. The difference is they didn't stop in the middle of the storm. They pushed through it. They treated every obstacle like a teacher. They allowed pain to shape wisdom and failure to shape humility. Sometimes life throws the same test at you over and over again until you learn what it's trying to teach. You might ask, why does this keep happening to me? But maybe the real question is, what am I supposed to learn this time? Once you master the lesson, you move to the next level. Just like in school, you can't graduate without passing the test. Your struggle is that test. And when you pass it, the same situations that once scared you won't have the same power anymore. Think of a butterfly. Before it spreads its wings, it must struggle to break out of the cocoon. If someone tries to help it too soon, the butterfly never gains the strength to fly. That fight for freedom builds the power in its wings. The struggle is necessary for flight. You're the same way. The moments that feel like you're trapped are the ones that prepare you to rise higher than you've ever been. It's easy to pray for strength, But strength doesn't arrive as a gift. It arrives as a challenge. You can't learn patience without waiting. You can't learn courage without fear. You can't develop confidence without facing doubt. Every quality you admire in others, resilience, faith, endurance, was shaped through something hard. So if you're going through something now, don't see it as punishment. See it as preparation for something greater. You are not behind, you are in training. You're not being broken down, you're being built up. The fire that's surrounding you isn't meant to burn you, it's meant to refine you. Just like gold goes through fire to have its impurities removed, your spirit goes through challenges to reveal its strength. And when you come out of that fire, you'll shine in ways you never imagined. Every day, life presents small tests. Being patient with someone who frustrates you, staying hopeful when plans fall apart, choosing kindness when anger feels easier. These are all part of your training ground. Each time you respond with maturity, with peace, with purpose, you level up. You build inner muscles that no one can see, but everyone can feel. When you face another trial, remind yourself, this is not the end. This is the making of me. You are not weak for struggling. You are strong for still standing. You are not losing time. You are gaining wisdom. You are not lost. You are being guided. The struggle that looks like it's holding you back might be the exact thing preparing you for your next victory. So the next time life feels heavy, don't run from it. Face it. The strength you seek is hidden inside that struggle. The person you're becoming is being shaped by what you're enduring. You don't grow when life is easy. You grow when life demands more of you. And when the day comes that you rise from this battle stronger, wiser, and more grounded than before, you'll look back and realize it was never a punishment. It was your training ground. You were built for it all along. There is a strength inside you that you have not yet met. It doesn't live in your comfort zone. It lives in the moments when you are tired, uncertain, or afraid, but still decide to take one more step forward. Too often, people underestimate their own power because they've been told by the world that strength looks like perfection. But real strength isn't loud, it isn't glamorous, and it doesn't always show up when life is easy. Real strength is quiet, steady, and revealed in the storm. It's that voice inside you that whispers, keep going, even when everything else tells you to quit. Think about the moments in your life when you felt completely broken. Maybe it was losing someone you loved, facing failure after giving your all, or walking through a season where nothing made sense. You thought that was the end, didn't you? You thought you couldn't recover, that you were too weak to rebuild. But here you are, still standing. That's not luck, that's proof of your hidden strength. You met a part of yourself you didn't know existed. That power was always there. It just needed a reason to come forward. Life has a way of bringing out strength through struggle. Just like muscles grow when they are challenged, your inner strength grows when life tests you. If you never carried weight, you'd never develop endurance. If you never faced disappointment, you'd never learn resilience. Every difficulty you've survived has quietly built a layer of courage within you. It's like bricks stacking one on top of another. Each moment of survival creates a foundation that can hold more weight the next time. You might not see the progress while you're going through it, but life is training you to handle greater things. Look at everyday examples around you. A single mother who works 2 jobs but still manages to smile for her children, that's unseen strength. A student who fails repeatedly but refuses to give up, that's unseen strength. A man who lost everything but still gets up every morning to rebuild, that's unseen strength. None of them feel powerful in the moment, yet every act of endurance carves strength deeper into their spirit. Real strength doesn't need to announce itself. It reveals itself in action. Sometimes you don't realize how strong you are until life gives you no other choice but to be strong. You may think you're at your breaking point, but life has a way of showing you that what you thought was your limit was just your current level. There's more inside you waiting to be discovered. Just like a well that runs deeper than what you see on the surface, your spirit has reserves of power that haven't been touched yet. You tap into them the moment you stop saying, I can't, and start saying, I'll try. The first step forward in pain, fear, or uncertainty is the moment your hidden strength awakens. Think of a story you've seen in real life, someone who went through something unbearable and came out stronger. Maybe it's a friend who fought through illness and became an inspiration to others, or someone who faced failure in business only to rebuild something greater from the ashes. Their strength didn't come from comfort. It came from facing pain with courage. The same is true for you. When you face something that seems impossible, remember that inside you is the same power that kept you alive through every storm you've already survived. Strength doesn't mean you never cry or never feel weak. It means that even when you do cry, you still get up. It means that even when fear is screaming in your ear, you still move forward. True strength is not about how much you can lift. It's about how much you can carry in your heart without losing hope. Sometimes, the strongest people are the ones who seem the most ordinary. They don't make noise about their pain. They just keep walking one step at a time, refusing to let the darkness win. Imagine a mountain climber halfway up a peak. The wind is harsh, the air is thin, and the path is steep. Every muscle aches, and turning back looks easier. But if they quit halfway, they'll never see the view from the top. That climb is a mirror of your journey. The higher you go, the harder it gets. But also, the more breathtaking the reward becomes. And with every step, your endurance grows. You learn that strength isn't in reaching the top. It's in refusing to stop climbing. Every time you thought you couldn't make it and still did, you built strength. Every heartbreak you healed from, every disappointment you overcame, every fear you faced, all of it added power to your spirit. You are not weak because you struggle. You are strong because you've survived. The scars you carry are not signs of defeat. They're proof that you've healed, proof that you've fought battles and kept moving. Sometimes life strips everything away so you can finally see what's within. When you lose what you thought you needed, you discover what you truly have. Your faith, your courage, your willpower. And that discovery is priceless, because once you know your own strength, no one can take it from you. So when the next storm comes, and it will, don't run from it. Stand in it. Breathe through it. Remember all the battles you've already survived. That same power, that same strength, that same resilience is still within you. It hasn't left. It's just waiting to rise again. You are stronger than your fear, stronger than your doubt, stronger than anything that stands against you. There is a fire inside you that no circumstance can extinguish. It's quiet but fierce, small but powerful. And every time life tries to put it out, it only burns brighter. So lift your head, straighten your back, and walk with the knowing that you are built of something unbreakable. You carry strength you haven't even met yet, but life is going to introduce you to it. And when it does, you'll realize that every struggle you faced was simply preparing you to meet a powerful version of yourself that was always meant to rise. Sometimes life feels like it's falling apart, but what if it's actually falling into place? What if every setback, every disappointment, every unexpected turn isn't pushing you down, but position you for something greater? We often look at setbacks as the end of a story, when in truth, they're just the beginning of a new chapter. You see, life has a rhythm that doesn't always match your plans. But every closed door, every delay, every no you face could be the very thing shaping your strength. Every setback is a setup for strength. Think about it. When you were at your lowest, didn't something shift inside you? Didn't you find a kind of courage you didn't know you had? That's what happens when life pulls something away from you. It forces you to reach deeper into yourself. Sometimes the most powerful growth comes from the most painful losses. When things fall apart, it's not because you're being punished. It's because something better is waiting for you to become strong enough to receive it. Life has a strange way of teaching us through the hard way. You lose a job and suddenly you're forced to find your purpose. You lose a friend and suddenly you learn the value of peace. You get rejected and suddenly you realize that what's meant for you doesn't need to be chased. It will stay. Every heartbreak, every failure, every rejection, it all holds hidden lessons. You don't see it at first because the pain blinds you. But later, when you heal, you realize that without those moments, you would have never discovered your real power. Let's take a simple example. Imagine someone who trained for months to land their dream position. They gave it their best. But in the end, they were told, "You're not selected." Their heart sinks. They feel defeated. But instead of giving up, they decide to learn from it, improve, and try again. Months later, another opportunity comes, bigger, better, more suited to their potential. That rejection wasn't rejection at all. It was redirection. It was life saying, not this door, but that one. That's what setbacks do. They redirect your path to where you're truly meant to go. But to see that, you have to stop seeing failure as final. A delay is not a denial, it's a pause for preparation. Every time something doesn't work out the way you wanted, it's because there's a version of you that still needs refining. The path to strength is rarely smooth. It's full of detours, delays, and discomforts that grow your character. Think of an eagle facing a storm. Most birds hide, but the eagle doesn't. It spreads its wings wider and uses the wind to rise higher. The very thing that looks like it could destroy it becomes the thing that lifts it. Your storms can do the same for you. The pressure you feel right now could be the wind pushing you toward your next level. The people who walked away, the plans that didn't succeed, the dreams that seemed to die, they are not the end of your story. They're the wind you'll use to rise. Sometimes when life slows you down, it's saving you from running into something not meant for you. You might think you're being delayed, but maybe you're being protected. You might think you're losing time, but maybe you're gaining direction. Strength doesn't always show up in speed. It shows up in patience, in trust, in your ability to keep walking even when the path isn't clear. That's real power, to keep believing when everything looks like it's falling apart. There's a story many people can relate to. A dream that seemed so close but slipped away. It could be a relationship you thought would last forever, a project that didn't work out, or a goal that felt impossible. In the moment, you felt broken, but looking back, that experience became the foundation of your growth. You learned resilience. You learned boundaries. You learned that losing something doesn't mean losing yourself. Those lessons are your armor now. They protect you and give you strength in battles you haven't even faced yet. When life pushes you down, it's testing how much fight you have left inside. Every time you rise after being knocked down, you prove that your spirit can't be crushed. You may bend, but you won't break. You may cry, but you'll heal. You may fail, but you'll rise smarter. That's the beauty of setbacks. They don't stop you, they shape you. They strip away what's unnecessary so you can focus on what truly matters. Even in daily life, small setbacks happen all the time. You miss a bus and feel frustrated. But maybe that delay saved you from something unseen. You fail an exam, but that failure teaches you how to study better, how to focus deeper. You face criticism, but that same criticism toughens your skin and teaches you the value of self-belief. Life's setbacks are not curses. They are disguised gifts meant to reveal a strength that comfort never could. Every successful person you admire has walked through seasons of loss and disappointment. But what separates them from those who quit is this: they didn't let their setbacks define them. They used them. They looked at their pain and said, this will not be the end of me. This will be the reason I rise. They learned that the road to greatness always goes through failure. You can't build endurance if you never face resistance. So when you're in a season where nothing seems to be working, take a deep breath and remind yourself, this is not the end of my story. The delay is not denial, the fall is not final, and the loss is not forever. You are being shaped, molded, and prepared. One day you'll look back and thank the moments that didn't work out because they led you to something that finally did. Every setback has a hidden message. You're stronger than you think, wiser than you were, and closer than you realize. Don't curse your struggle, learn from it. Don't question your strength, use it. The storm you're in now isn't meant to bury you. It's meant to build you. The wind may blow, the waves may rise, but you were never meant to sink. You were meant to soar. Because every setback is simply setting you up to rise higher, to shine brighter, and to become everything you were built to be. The world will try to convince you that pressure is your enemy, that when things get heavy, you should run, hide, or give up. But the truth is, pressure doesn't come to crush you. It comes to call out your power. You were not made to crumble under it. You were made to rise through it. Inside you lives a force that is far greater than any obstacle standing before you. The power inside you is greater than the pressure around you. The storm may rage, the noise may get loud, but deep within you is a calm, unshakable strength that cannot be taken away. Think about it. The strongest trees in the forest aren't the ones shielded from the wind. They're the ones that face it every day. Their roots grow deeper with every storm, anchoring them so firmly that no gust can tear them down. That's how you grow too. The challenges in your life aren't there to destroy your foundation. They're there to strengthen it. Every difficulty you face digs your roots deeper into resilience, patience, and faith in yourself. You might sway, you might bend, but you will not break, because what's inside you is stronger than what's against you. In daily life, pressure shows up in so many forms. Expectations from family, demands from work, the weight of responsibilities, or the fear of not being enough. Sometimes it feels like you're carrying the world on your shoulders. But remember this, diamonds are created under pressure. Without it, they would remain just stones. The same principle applies to you. Without pressure, your potential would never crystallize into strength. It's in the moments when you feel squeezed by life that your hidden brilliance begins to shine. Maybe you're facing financial stress, or trying to hold your family together, or fighting silent battles no one knows about. Every time you keep going despite the pressure, you prove that there's something inside you that cannot be defeated. The world may not see your struggle, but it will see your strength when you come through it. Pressure doesn't expose your weakness. It reveals your endurance. It's the heat that shapes your character, the challenge that sharpens your focus. When an airplane takes off, it faces the wind. The resistance of that air is what lifts it higher. If the air didn't push against it, the plane wouldn't rise. The same applies to your life. The resistance you feel is not meant to hold you down. It's meant to lift you. Every obstacle, every delay, every hardship is a form of resistance training, building your ability to soar above what once seemed impossible. You just have to change your perspective. Don't see pressure as punishment. See it as preparation. Sometimes the people around you may doubt your strength. They may look at your struggle and assume you'll fall. But you know something they don't. You've already survived worse. You've already walked through fires that could have destroyed you, and yet here you are. That means the power inside you is real. It's proven. It's unbreakable. The same strength that carried you through the last storm will carry you through this one too. When pressure comes, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. You might question your ability, your worth, your path. But the truth is, pressure doesn't mean you're weak. It means something great is forming. Think about how a seed feels under the soil, buried, surrounded by darkness, pressed by the weight of the earth. But that same pressure becomes the force that breaks it open and allows new life to grow. You are like that seed. The weight you feel isn't there to bury you, it's there to break you open into your next version. Every day, people live through pressure without realizing how powerful they are. A mother who stays strong for her children despite her fears. A student who studies late into the night while working a job to pay the bills. A man who keeps going after losing everything, refusing to surrender. These aren't stories of weakness. They are proof that the human spirit is built to endure, built to rise, built to win. Even in your own story, look back at every difficult moment you've overcome. Remember the nights you cried but still woke up and faced the day. Remember the times you thought you'd break, but instead you became wiser, tougher, more compassionate. That's not weakness. That's power. That's the divine strength that lives within you, rising every time life tries to push you down. You don't have to shout to show your power. Sometimes strength is quiet. It's in your calmness when chaos surrounds you, in your patience when things take longer than expected, in your peace when others panic. The world might not see the battles you're fighting, but it will see the glow that comes from a soul that refuses to quit. The power inside you doesn't need validation. It just needs your belief. Every person reaches a moment when they feel the pressure is too much. The weight of the world feels like it's pressing on their chest, and quitting seems easier than continuing. But that's exactly the moment to dig deep and remind yourself who you are. You've been tested before, and you came out stronger. You faced storms and found your balance. You've been hurt and still chosen to love again. That's what makes you powerful. Your ability to rise when everything around you tries to pull you down. You were not made for ease. You were made for endurance. The same energy that created mountains and oceans lives in you. You are part of something greater, something stronger than circumstance. When pressure builds, it's not a sign to retreat. It's a sign that something incredible is about to emerge. So when the world presses in, don't collapse under it. Breathe through it. Stand tall in it. Let it mold you, not break you. Because when the storm finally passes, and it will, you'll realize the pressure didn't destroy you. It revealed you. It brought out a strength you never knew existed. And from that moment on, you'll know that no matter what life throws your way, you carry a power within that nothing outside can ever overpower. There comes a moment in every person's life when the weight of the world feels unbearable, when the heart is heavy and the mind is tired. You try to carry everything on your own, your worries, your fears, your dreams, and your pain, until one day you realize you were never meant to fight every battle alone. The truth is, strength doesn't always mean doing everything by yourself. Sometimes true power is found in surrendering your burden to something greater, to the divine force that guides, protects, and empowers you. Victory begins the moment you stop fighting alone. In life, we are taught to keep pushing, to hustle harder, to never show weakness. Society glorifies independence but forgets the power of surrender. But surrender isn't giving up. It's letting go of control and allowing life to flow through you. It's understanding that there is a higher wisdom at work, one that sees what you can't see and knows what you don't yet understand. When you try to control everything, you end up exhausting yourself. But when you release that need to manage every detail and trust the process, peace begins to enter your life. Think about it like this: when a river flows, it doesn't fight the rocks in its path. It moves around them calmly, continuously, finding another way forward. It doesn't waste energy on resistance. It trusts its own flow. You are like that river. Life may place obstacles before you, but when you learn to trust the divine current guiding you, you find that the very things that looked like blockages were redirecting you towards something better. Many people believe that asking for help or seeking guidance makes them weak. It's the opposite. It takes great strength to admit you can't do everything alone. When a tree grows tall, its roots reach deep into the earth, connecting with unseen sources of nourishment. You don't see those roots, but without them, the tree would fall. Your faith, your trust, your connection to the divine, that's your root system. That's where your true stability comes from. There are moments when you feel overwhelmed, when your plans fall apart, when people you depended on walk away, when life turns silent. Those are not moments to panic. They're invitations to pause, to reconnect with the higher power that has been holding you all along. You may not see the entire